Okay, I wasn't sure what to call this today, so I gave it a provocative title, Better Than Blackjack. Okay, now you may or may not agree with that at the end, but that's the name I came up with. Now in blackjack, the goal is to try to get the card values to add up to 21 or as close to 21 as you can. Now in this game that I'm going to show you today, the goal actually is you need the cards to add up to exactly 21. Okay, and if they don't, it's a losing hand. Okay, so that's kind of how it's going to work. Now, we're going to count a jack as an 11, queen as a 12, and king as a 13. Okay, so that's important. So as you can see, I have a good selection of 8s, 9s, 10s, and then all of the face cards. Now, I don't have all of the face cards here. I think I have 20 cards total. You can play this game using up to 24 cards if you would like. What we're going to do is, since the two of us saw the cards, why don't we go ahead and just mix them, so that even if you had a photographic memory, you would have a hard time tracking where the cards are now. How would you like these stacked? Right on left or left on right on left? Okay, very good. Now, I'll go ahead and have you go first. Now, when you go to do this, it actually doesn't matter whether the spectator goes first or you. It really is a free choice, but it's customary to have the spectator go first. So how this works is the spectator can decide how many times we deal out these cards into piles of 2 with random stacking decided by them. Okay, so I've dealt them out once. Are you content, or would you like me to deal them out one more time to mix them further? Okay, one more time. How would you like these stacked? Right on left? Okay, so we'll deal them out one more time. And then after we've done this, I need you to tell me whether we're going to flip the left pile face up or the right pile. It really is your choice. Left pile? Okay, so how this will work now is one of your pairs will just be these 2 top cards. So I'll go ahead and just set these aside as yours over here. So that's a pair for you. Now, it'll be a winning pair for you if these 2 card values add up to 21. Well, what's needed for these 2 to add up to 21? Well, a king, right? King is a 13 plus 8 is 21. Otherwise, it's a losing hand. Okay, it's my turn now, so I'll go ahead and just randomly stack those, and I can decide to deal these into 2 piles just once or multiple times. Okay, looks like I'm doing it multiple times without thinking. Okay, so we'll do it a second time here, and then we'll do the same sort of thing where I get to randomly choose which half to flip face up. Maybe I'll choose the right. And now these 2 top cards are my first little pair. Okay, so I'm hoping that these add up to 21 at the end. Okay, now you can flip this and then randomly stack like that. Okay. How many times would you like me to deal these out? 3 times? You've got to be kidding me. Okay, left on right, is that okay? Okay. Why 3? Okay, do you want me to stack left on right or right on left? Right on left this time. Okay, this is the last one. So we hope it's a winning dealing out of the cards for you. Now, do you want me to flip the left pile or the right pile face up? Right? Okay, very good. So this this card gets paired with that one. That's your next one. I'll flip this down and then randomly stack. I think I'll just deal it out once so that you don't fall asleep. And I'll flip the left pile. Sorry about that. And then we'll put these down. Oh, I got another jack. Very nice. Okay, how many times would you like me to? Just once? Okay. Very merciful. Thank you for doing that. Do you want me to flip the left or the right? Okay. So this will be your little pair. Okay, we're getting there about halfway. Let's see. Maybe I'll go ahead and just deal them out twice. Maybe left on right first. Okay, and then maybe I'll even Flip the left one up. Okay, now this will be my little pair. Put it over there. Your turn. Chopping the cards. Okay, are you okay if I just stop there? Okay, which pile should I flip face up? This one? Okay, very good. This is your fourth one. We are making progress here. Maybe we'll just do it once. I'll flip the left one. So this will be mine. Okay, I'll put those over there. One each left. Okay. You want me to deal them out twice with left on... Whoop, sorry, I just showed you the cards. Left on right. Trying to do this fast so that we don't take too long on this video. So this would be yours. And then here's mine. Oh, that's nice. We both have 9s. Okay. Well, if you think about it, up to this point, each of us has been making decisions independent of the other. Okay? So in some ways, there's no way that anyone could know what the outcome is here, because unless they can see into the future as to what choices you would make and the choices I would make. Now, we're really going to ramp up the opportunity for you to essentially decide the outcome for this game. Once again, the goal is I'm hoping to have as many of these pairs add up to 21 as possible. The same thing for you. And whoever has the most number of pairs add up to 21 wins the game. Okay, so I'm going to give you one final chance to significantly influence the outcome. So what I'm going to allow you to do is swap any of your down-facing cards for my down-facing cards. Okay? And I won't be given that luxury. I just have to sit back and watch you use your amazing intuition. Okay? So I'll go ahead and point to this one. Would you like this one swapped out for any of the others? You do. Okay, which one? The 9 over here? Okay. So we'll just do a little swap like that. Okay. What about this one? Leave it as is. Okay. What about this one? Leave as is. What about this one? Swap it with what? Jack of spades. Okay. Like that, like this. What about the final one? Would you like it swapped with one of the other ones down here? You would. Which one? Jack of diamonds. Okay. We'll swap those. Okay, wow. Well, at this point, I need to point out that I've had a written prediction in camera view the whole time. So let's go ahead and just pull out this prediction. It's predicting the outcome of this. And if you think about it, that should be impossible to predict, right? The prediction is this game ends in a tie. In a dead tie. Oh, what are the chances of that happening? Especially since you are the one that made some choices at the end that really has affected the outcome of this game together. Okay, so it ends in a tie. Okay, well, let's find out. Okay, is that a winning pair? I don't think so. 8 plus 12, queens of 12, that's 20. Loser. Okay, loser pair. Oh, that's a winning pair. There you go. A king and an 8 add up to 21. Oh, another king and an 8. 21. You have 2. Okay, that's a fail. That adds up to 20. Okay, no good. It needs to be exactly 21. And that's a fail. Ooh. So you got 2. You got exactly 2 pairs that add up to identically 21. Well, the claim is I've tied you, so let's just see. Oh, that's a fail. 11 plus 11 is 22. That's too much. About this one. Ooh, 11 plus 12 is 23. That's a fail. Okay, there's a win. Very, very good. Okay, so I have 1 win. You have 2. I'm kind of shooting for 2. And what about this one? Yes, I got 2. Okay. Oh, okay. Now there's a bit of pressure on me now because you have 2 winning pairs and I have 2 winning pairs. And I claimed over here that it would end in a tie. Well, it comes down to what this card is right here. And I'm just hoping it is not a queen. It's a king, so that is a fail. We ended with a tie, as predicted before we even started. Okay, so let's talk about how this works. It will work for you every time. Why? Because of mathematics. That's why. Okay. Okay, so there's just a few principles here that I talk about on my channel in other videos as well. Okay, so what I started with, you start with pairs that add to 21. So you like start with a winning pair. So here, that's a good pair. Why don't we do a jack and a 10? That's a 21. Let's see, and then we'll do a queen and a 9 right here. And then maybe we'll do a king and an 8. That adds up to 21. Jack and a 10, 21. King and an 8, that's fine, 21. Jack, 10, 21. 10 and jack, 21. There we go. Queen and 9. And then king and 8. Now what you make, so this is a quote preparation. It doesn't actually take very long to set this up. But what you may want to do is, once you've done it, so these are pairs, as you go across, that add to 21. Now just for visual, you maybe have it look kind of, random looking. Maybe let's see. Maybe this 9 right here, this 9 will switch with that 9. Just so we have, we don't want perfectly alternating colors or perfectly alternating card values or something, but you do want a kind of random looking little packet. Okay, so this is pre-set up, steps here. Okay, and then we just need to do one more thing. Okay, one more thing. Oh, and by the way, the name of this structure right now, where there's pairs of interest that are stacked together, so adjacent pairs, I call this an adjacent mirrored pairs packet. So it's an AMP packet. And it's because, as from the top or bottom, if you take the cards as pairs, they are related in the way that we want. Namely, they add up to 21. Okay? So very good. Okay, so this is an AMP right now. So if you've followed my channel at all, you'll know that you can go from this structure to what's called a mirrored structure, and that's actually what drives all of this. Okay, so we need to convert it quickly to a mirrored structure. Well, one of the easiest ways to do that is to perform a mange shuffle. This is an over-under or an under-over shuffle. Okay, so for example, you just push the top card over into your other hand. And now we can go over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. Over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay, so now it's a mirrored packet of cards. What does that mean? That means that you come in on either end, these two cards will be the very pairs that we set up. In particular, they will be cards having values that add to 21. Okay, so king and 8, 21, queen and 9, 21, jack and 10, and so forth, all the way to the middle. And I believe the middle's right there, 8 and a king, which adds up to 21. Okay, so this is the kind of thing I started with at the very beginning. Okay, so you just do that little bit of preparation, and then you're ready. Okay, and then I said, well, since we both saw the cards, if either one of us has an amazing memory, we could take advantage of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and just scramble them where, it's going to be hard for anyone to remember where anything is. Allow the spectator to decide how to stack these, maybe right on lefts. Okay, and you can do as many of those left-right shuffles as you like. And this will still be a mirrored packet. Okay, now that's a consequence of the stack principle. And that's one of the probably top 5 principles in all of mathematical card magic. And it's one for which I've created a separate video that talks about that most important principle. So it's called the stay stack principle. And so what the stay stack principle says is, given a mirrored structure like this, for each divisor of the packet size, if you divide the cards into that many piles and then stack the piles from left to right or right to left, the mirrored characteristic of that packet is preserved. Okay, so it won't hurt it. And so in particular, 2 divides evenly into 20. 20 is the packet size, right? So we can deal the cards into 2 piles with random stacking, and it won't hurt the mirrored characteristic of this packet here, okay? Well, just think through what's going to happen here. If this is a mirrored packet, what's going to be true? If I flip this, either one actually, flip either one face up, what's going to be true about these 2 cards, okay? Well, what I thought I would do is just kind of quickly show that clearly with a much simplified little packet. So here's a mirrored little packet. Okay, so if we do a left-right deal, I'm just kind of showing you this principle here. When you deal into 2 piles, a mirrored packet, these are called mirrored piles. Well, in what sense are they mirrored? Well, they're mirrored in the sense of the top card here is, quote, related to the bottom card here. Okay, it's mirrored mate is on the bottom. Okay, or maybe said differently, the one right here, the second from the top, which is a 4, is going to be found, the companion card for that will be found second from the bottom, which is 4. Okay, so they're really just mirrored images of each other. Well, what that means then is if you flip this one up, face up, the quote mirrored mate is going to be right here. Okay, and that would be a 2. Okay, now in the case of our cards, it will be a card which has value that adds up to 21 with the given one. Okay, so these already add up to 21. Okay, so that's half of the secret there. Okay, now you can flip this, randomly stack, which is amazing, and then you can deal this out into 2 piles with random stacking as many times as the spectator asks for. So maybe they'll say left and right, and maybe they want you to deal it out again. Okay, none of this hurts the mirrored characteristic of the cards there. Okay, and so maybe now we flip this one face up. Okay, and then we pair it with this one. Well, we already know what the mirrored mate is for this one. It's going to be a card whose value adds up to 21 with the jack, right? Okay, and so you just go through and just, perform the steps I showed you. Maybe we'll just do one more here. We deal these out. Well, we may have to do more than one more. Because to show you the swapping, what happens with, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to flip that up. What happens with the swapping little option at the very end? Okay, what does that do for things? Okay, so maybe we'll do one more here. Okay, maybe this one's flipped up, and then we go ahead and pair up this one, and this will be my second little pair that I'm just hoping adds up to 21, right? Okay, and then if you want this dealt out just once or 5,000 times, it won't hurt anything. Okay, so there we go. This is your next one. Okay, randomly stack those. Okay, and maybe we'll go like that. Okay, this will be mine, just like this one here. Okay, so I think you get the idea. So let's go ahead and kind of jump to the final explanation in this little video. Okay, so we had, we're going to get 2 more here in just a second, but we actually don't need those to explain the final step. Okay, so if you remember, perhaps one of the most surprising things was the fact that I allowed you to swap out any of these for any of those. Okay? Well, think about it. If you swap out, let's say now remember, all of these as pairs add up to 21. That's the grand secret here, which is amazing if you think about it. After all of the mixing and random choices made by you and me independently of each other. It's like we're not even working together and it still comes out this way. Okay, but I give you and you only, not me as the performer, spectators allowed to like switch these out for one of these if they would like. Well, let's look at the simple case. Let's say you want to switch this one right here with that one. Well, what right now you have 3 winning pairs. I have 3 winning pairs. It's a tie. Now, if we switch these, it won't have any effect on the total. So we both still have 3 winning pairs. The number of winning pairs only decreases if you choose one of your cards here and switch it with a card that doesn't have the same up-facing card. So we know this one's an 8, this one's a 9, because it needs to add to 21 with the queen. So if these are switched, right, if this 9 is placed there and the 8 is placed here, I've just lost a winning pair and you have lost a winning pair. We both have, okay? So now we would only have 2 winning pairs each. Now it could be that the spectator swaps them in such a way that none of our pairs match up. But the reality is, no matter what they do in their swapping of these top cards, it either leaves the number of winning pairs for both of us the same as they were before the swapping, or it decreases the number of winning pairs for each of us, but by the exact same amount. So no matter what the spectator does with this swapping out of down-facing cards, it's guaranteed that the game will end in a perfect tie. Okay. Wow. So anyway, that I call this better than blackjack because it kind of has a blackjack feeling because the cards are adding to 21. But this effect will always work for you. Now, as is the case for many card effects, normally it's not good to show the same effect to the same person over and over. That's almost always a bad idea. And that's probably true here as well, right? So I think just showing it once would probably be enough. Though I think most spectators would not figure it out even if you showed it to them 20 times. But some might. I mean, some more astute spectators may. So you may want to just show it once to any given spectator. Okay, well, great. Well, this is a brand new effect that has never been seen before that I'm aware of because I've just put it together minutes before filming today. So thank you for watching, and take a look at other videos on the Hidden Structures channel, which has now been relabeled or renamed Absolute Math Magic, and take a look at the Stay Stack Principle video. That deals with the mirrored packets being dealt into piles where the number of piles is a divisor of the packet size, and doing that will not harm the mirrored properties of that packet, which is absolutely amazing. Okay, so the Stay Stack principle is one that's worth learning. It's not too difficult, and when you see it actually performed, you realize, oh, okay, I can see what's going on with this. But once you understand it, you can confidently employ it, and boy, does it allow you to achieve unbelievable outcomes in mathematical card magic. So thank you for watching, and join me in other videos on my channel.